just back at an edible forest garden I put in recently. Came to check up on it and plant some plants because we've had this really long dry spell here in the UK, well in Cornwall particularly, where we've had, over in St Ives we must have had nearly 8 weeks of no rain. So that's a difficult time for a lot of plants, and this is a large edible forest garden planting. But because we put the time in the winter and layered organic matter, compost, straw, we've built up a really thick layer of organic content that holds moisture. So here we're actually looking at these plants and they haven't been watered in this drought, but yet they're doing great. So we've got wood chip on this bed. So if we pull the wood chip back and actually bring out this lovely soil, it's really holding moisture because it's got this organic matter to retain it, and then the mulch on top to stop any evaporation. So I'm just planting Saskatoon and some Chilean guava. So here we've got, in this bed we've got a wood chip mulch on top of compost, and as you can see the plants are still green and lush. So that's Carex sylvatica, the woodland sedge, sorrel, sweet rocket, sweet Sicily. So here we've got some lower canopy trees like the Saskatoon, autumn olive and aronia, and then we've got these canopy cherries which are existing trees. Then as a ground cover we've got wild strawberry, this wood sedge, and then we've plugged in some edible perennials like the daylily that has a great edible flower that is particularly good if you put mozzarella in it and deep fry it. The sweet Sicily, and here we have bladder campion, which is good salad crop, tastes a bit like pea shoots. And then in this bed we've put down straw, cardboard and then compost on top. So look, if we look in here, we've got all of this organic matter which is holding moisture. And now if we bring it down to the actual soil, and it's still moist because all of the moisture that is captured isn't evaporating out of the soil, which this is a great method to use if you're going to use a high number of ground cover, because otherwise you end up with mulch for years to come. So if you look here, we've got all of these ground cover going throughout the bed, then with spots of taller emergent perennials and shrubs like here these Chilean guava that I'm planting. Got Norwegian angelica, still looking green and lush even though we've had this drought. Aronia, Viking. Once again you can see the ground cover that was put in as plug plants so that it's low cost to get a high number of plants, and these are actually doing really well. Bronze fennel, a group of 3. Small cluster of wineberry. Campanula, nettle-leaved campanula has plugs. Here we have a little group of Turkish rocket, good perennial vegetable. And then we've got some yacon. The yacon looks like it has struggled a bit, because you can see these leaves have dried out. However, they're still surviving without any water, which I think is pretty good. So result. And then more of the sweet rocket, oregano, great ground cover, good herb.